From SOS to yakisoba, we're reviving military eats, past and present. Relive those worst of times, best of times. Allow your senses to take you back as we spice up these classics.
Welcome to my Chow Line. Another military meal session. We're going to be doing FOB rice, or Afghani rice, Kabuli Pulao, multiple other names it goes by. But we're going to be doing forward operating base rice, for those that don't know what FOB means. So here we go, let's get into it.
Hey my Chow Line family, let's uncover the rich history of Afghani rice, better known as Kabuli Pulao, Afghanistan's national dish that's been a staple in forward operating bases during U.S. military deployments. This aromatic pilaf, featuring long grain rice layered with caramelized carrots, plump raisins, tender lamb or beef, and crunchy nuts like almonds or pistachios, traces its roots back centuries to Central Asia and Persia, where pulao or pilaf evolved as a royal rice dish in the Mughal Empire during the 16th century. Named after Kabul, or Kabul, Afghanistan's capital, Kabuli Pulao became a symbol of hospitality and celebration in Afghan culture. Often served at weddings, holidays, and family gatherings with recipes passed down through generations, emphasizing the balance of sweet, savory, and spiced flavors. For U.S. soldiers, Kabuli Pulao entered the scene during the Afghanistan War from 2001 to 2021, when troops in forward operating bases like those in Kandahar and Bagram often shared meals with local Afghan forces or civilians as part of cultural exchanges and rapport building. In these remote bases where MREs dominated, Afghan cooks or local hires prepared Kabuli Pulao in mess halls or during short operations, introducing soldiers to its comforting warmth amid harsh conditions. Vets recall it as a morale booster, a break from standard chow, sometimes adapted with available ingredients like canned meat or extra spices from care packages. One soldier shared on forums how it became a FOB favorite for its hearty energy during patrols, blending Afghan hospitality with American improvisation. Even in MRE-inspired versions or DFAC recreations post-deployment, it symbolizes the cultural bridge built in wartime. Today we're honoring that legacy with a fiery twist using grill your ass off seasonings.
Putting a little bit of oil in the bottom of this Dutch oven here. All right, what we have here is approximately 1.5 to 2 pounds of venison stew meat, diced up as small pieces, small chunks. You can use ground meat or you can use lamb. It's traditionally lamb, goat, or beef, but I'm using venison. We're going to be taking Willie Pete from Grill Your Ass Off, and we're going to be dusting this. And you're just wanting to get a little bit on it. We're going to be putting more seasonings and stuff in this as it cooks later on, but we're doing this just to marinate this meat a little bit with a dry brine. And we're going to set this aside for at least 30 minutes and let it sweat a little bit. All right, we'll get back to the rest of it and let this Dutch oven get warm and get hot. While we're doing that, you want to take and we got 2 cups of basmati rice we've rinsed and are now soaking. You want to let that soak for 30 minutes at least. So rinse it to get all the extra starch off of it and then let it soak. 2 cups basmati rice, rinsed and soaked 30 minutes. Our oil is hot. We're gonna go in here. We wanna make sure you have plenty of oil. We're using very lean protein. So we're gonna go in here with our venison. And we're just gonna saute and sear this up. We're just looking to get some good color on the outside of it. We're not trying to cook it all the way through. We just want some good color on it. We're going to add 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1 teaspoon ground cardamom, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, and of course the Willie peat. And we're going to saute that up with the meat. We're going to take some onions, 1 onion, diced. And let all that stuff, let those onions sweat and take care of some of the fond on the bottom, as well as the flavor will get infused in the meat as it continues to cook. And let all that stuff, let those onions sweat and take care of some of the fond on the bottom, as well as the flavor will get infused in the meat as it continues to cook. All right, once you got good color on your meat, we're going to be adding 4 cups beef broth. All right, we're going to stir this up. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to simmer it. Try to get some of these seasonings off the sides and bottom, because we want that in the broth. Once this comes to a rolling boil, we're going to turn the heat down and simmer. And we're going to let it simmer for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, or till the meat is tender. And then we'll move on to our next step. All right, now that we have a rolling boil, we're going to turn this down. And the difference between a rolling boil and a boil is the fact that when you stir it, it will not go away as a rolling boil. So if you can stir it and the boiling continues, you are at a rolling boil consistency. So now we're going to turn that heat way on down to where that flame is barely on. And we'll put a lid on it and let it rock and roll. Let that go for at least 45 minutes to an hour. All right, let's check this out. See what we got here. All right, you can squeeze it and it falls apart or tender. All right, so now we're going to turn this off for a moment. We're going to take and we're going to remove our meat, leaving the broth aside. Now that we've got that broth set aside, we're going to get ready and caramelize some onions. Now that we got that broth aside, we're going to caramelize some carrots. All right, we're going to take 3 medium carrots, julienned. On a low-medium heat. Since we just did the broth and everything, this skillet is really hot still, so doesn't take long. And then we got a little bit of oil in there. All right, so we're going to take 2 tablespoons of sugar, the smoked sugar from Grill Your Ass Off, whiskey smoked sugar, and you got to be real careful not to burn these. The sugar will burn really easy, so that's why you want to go with a medium-low heat. Should take about 5-7 minutes. We've been reducing these down and caramelizing these carrots for probably about 7-8 minutes now. We're going to pull these off. start the next. All right, next step is a 1/2 cup raisins. I used a 1/4 cup white and 1/4 cup red. We're going to turn the heat up just a little bit, and we're just going to saute these up a little bit, let them get a plump a little bit. Yep, see, they're already starting to plump up a little bit. Basically, the wrinkles start coming out of them. That's what we're looking for. Start looking like peanuts instead of raisins. All right, we're going to pull these. Now we're taking a 1/4 cup of sliced almonds. We're toasting those up. What's a little bit left of this oil. All right, now we're going back in with our broth. Use that to kind of deglaze the bottom of this a little bit. I made sure this was approximately 3 cups worth of liquid. Let that kind of get warmed up a little bit. All right, now we're going to take our 2 cups of drained rice and add it in. Here's a little bit of water in it, it's okay. Now we're going to stir that up just a little bit so it can get some of those flavors. Make sure to try and get some stuff off the side of the pot. We're going to bring that to a boil and then to a simmer. All right, stirring does not take away. It's not quite full rolling boil, but it is a rolling boil. We're going to take and we're going to put the lid on this and then reduce our heat and let it set for about 15-20 minutes. And then we're going to make sure the rice is fluffy, and then we will get ready to plate this up. All right, here we have it. Our Afghani rice, FOB rice, Kabuli Pulao, I believe is what the name was. I'm not 100% sure the name of it, but we're using venison. We got some fresh naan bread we made. Check out the other video I have for that. Let's try this out. I'm gonna try it without the bread first. Get a little bit of the raisins, the carrots. Oh wow. That meat's tender. You got a sweetness, and then you got a hit of the cardamom and the cinnamon, and then the Willie peat adds a little bit of smoky heatness to it. You got different textures in there. Man, that's good. Wow. Now I'll try it with the bread. Oh wow. It's got flavor, which I was afraid it wasn't going to have enough even with the broth, but it was packed with flavor. Man, that's really good. This would be a great meal for a family. I mean, this made a lot. I mean, a lot. I was expecting this to be a little smaller, but man, this thing's huge. So try this out at home, guys. Bring back some nostalgia. I use venison. You can use goat, lamb, you can use beef, you can use pork if you wanted to, but you know, this is really good. Try to make this bread too, because that bread's good too. Man, thanks guys. Check y'all next time. I'm gonna keep eating.